So the kettlebell armbar rollover is kind of a progression from the traditional kettlebell armbar, where we're simply rolling all the way over and focusing more on breath and spinal stability, or mobility rather. And this is a precursor to something like the first phase of the Turkish get-up, or the half get-up. To set up, it's very simple. Whatever side you've got the kettlebell on or the load on, that same side leg is going to be bent, and that foot is going to be planted into the floor. And that same side foot is going to be your anchor point throughout the duration of the set on that side. From there, you want to think about taking a sharp inhale to initiate, creating a nice amount of intra-abdominal pressure and feeling like the pelvis and the ribs are bracing as if you're going to do like a heavy squat or a heavy deadlift, something similar. And then from here, we engage the floor by extending the grounded closed chain hip into the floor. And by doing that, it's going to start to roll us over. And as we feel the pelvis start to roll over, if we're not lagging too far behind and if we're doing what we're supposed to do with this drill, that being moving predominantly through the hip and keeping the pelvis and ribs moving together as one unit with our abdominals, then everything should roll over, including the kettlebell itself. Now, one other thing to think about here that's important is, because we're setting up in this way, one of the relationships that we're focusing on exploring here is how the grounded limb on the same side of the load pushing us into extension is then facilitating forward motion or flexion or a reach of the upper extremity. And so we also want to think about reaching with the kettlebell and decompressing the shoulder and keeping the serratus active as we're extending through the hip.